A bit of a revelation that, there's an appetite for what we're doing, and even though what we've got here is not a huge amount of people, and I'm sure that we had plans for great things, but listen, it doesn't matter. What we're doing is setting a model, and people are listening, we are providing leadership in the ideas that are going around this country at the moment. The last time I was here, I had a little dig at Fine Gael because it was Michael Collins' anniversary. And I said to a lot of the guys, I said out to the stratosphere out there, let Fine Gael go. If you want Michael Collins, if you want to own him, let Fine Gael go, because they're going somewhere else, And that week was apparently 8 Fine Gael officials have resigned their positions. They've resigned out the party, and apparently they were, from what I was watching on YouTube there was one guy came out and he said, I don't even know his name, but a long time supporter. He said, we were asked to sign something that we wouldn't talk about mass migration, we wouldn't talk about the LGBT agenda, and a few other things, I can't even remember what they were. But he wouldn't do it. He wanted, fair play to him. There must be a lot more people like that in Fine Gael, feeling that this is not Michael Collins,
They've been betrayed.
Yeah, Michael Collins would not send a gay disco out to meet the Vice President of the United States. Anybody thinking that Fine Gael, that modern Fine Gael has anything to do with what it was all about. Fine Gael are looking for airheads for the posters, it seems, pretty faces for the posters. And they're not going to have any say in what's going on, in this agenda. There are very few people who have a say in the agenda that's coming. It's being snuck on us, and, we're standing here and we're doing the right thing. We're standing up for Irish nationalism. We, the Irish Christian straight people, by and large, not that it's a problem if you're not, but we're the majority, and we are being dictated to by minorities, and I think that what I would love to see here now today is for us all to come together, because we need to set the tone. We need to be able to set the agenda. So when people come up, as this momentum builds here, as we are called to provide further leadership, and as we get our act together in the way that the Hungarians and the Italians have, there will be pressure to do stuff, and we will have already done it. So I want this to be a practice run for the bigger occasions, and I want us to show. That we have the initiative. We aren't going to stand here and wait for Antifa to come and chant in our faces and us just to respond. No, we need to set the tone. We are not going to forever be on the defensive. We need to be together, and we need to be practiced and to be chilled out, and not to be the people that the agenda sets us up to be. Now, a few weeks ago, a few people came down here, and there was a setup. It was an agenda by the state paramilitary wing, a few Nazi salutes and the rest of it. I'm sure the press would have been on board straight away. Did Google know anything about it? They seem to be all on it with the social media after. And so we realise that we are very lucky to still be standing here. You know, we haven't been demonised. You know, in Oughterard, just up the road from me, 800 people came out to the meeting. Thousands are marching, you know. And that's because, and I haven't even been up to Oughterard, because this is more important for me. I feel like this is my job. And so what you see here is and I was delighted with Gemma, who called me the true Gael. And I thought, oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. But in fact, I'm not. I look like I am, but that's because I've chosen Gaelic things. You know, I was actually born in Scotland. My parents emigrated. I did most of my school in England. But yet, I'm able to portray this Gaelic heroic self-image to you here. And anybody can. If I can do it, anybody can. What we do is we choose the Gaelic. We choose the Irish. You know, and you get good at doing it. You practice it. And you come. So what I would love for us to do today is just sing some chilled out songs, you know, together, and get together and do it, you know, nothing too intense. But as I was saying, I'd love to start with a few classic protest songs, you know. Like I'm saying, we are the majority and we're getting dictated to by the minority, you know, and we've had enough of it, to be honest. And so there was a place in Ireland back in the 70s, and they started, they were in exactly the same position. The Irish Times will laugh at what I'm going to suggest now, but I suggest we sing "We Shall Overcome," and the reason is that it's chilled out, it's slow, it's not intense, and yes, you know, we are the excluded ones, you know, we are entitled to sing this song. You know, are we the civil rights protesters of Derry? No, we're not. But I think that we should get together and sing it. Then, after that, we'll try a little bit of a medley. In Hong Kong, they're protesting. Now, not everybody here is a God botherer like me, a Christian, and you don't have to be. But I think a lot of us are. But I think it's important. Sometimes when the agenda is saying we're fascist racists, I think it's a great thing to look like a choir boy sometimes, you know? Let's not be ashamed of church. This is our heritage. This is our culture, you know? Let's listen. The gospel came out of church. All the great singers came out of church, you know? So in Hong Kong today, China, which is going to be the most populous Christian country in the world in the next 20 or 30 years, they're singing "Sing Hallelujah to the King," you know? Why not? Why be ashamed? You know, we're not ashamed. And we will sing with the people who are under real pressure in Hong Kong. It's great to be a Christian under pressure. I'd much rather be a Christian struggling and being oppressed than a Christian oppressing other people, you know, which doesn't happen that often, in fact. And a lot of the oppression that was done by Christians in Ireland was apparently 80% of the abuse victims of the church were abused by LGBT priests, you know. So let's say this is not a cut and dry issue of the church is over, you know, it's not. So, and another one, we had a few suggestions. "This Little Light of Mine." Oh, what a lovely little song, you know. And when you're singing, men especially, when you're clapping, don't do, this is the stressed out clap, you know. But the gospel clap is a big wide clap with a rhythm, you know, and the arms move and the shoulders are back. So that's where you know. That's how the gospel is done.